Every day you fall for the same systemic errors in your brain, such as availability heuristics. Crack this and achieve everything you want in life much more easily. You know how it is. You encounter unfriendly people everywhere, then you can't find a parking space anywhere, and to top it all off, there's nothing but doom and gloom on the TV to ruin your mood? Then you've fallen victim to the availability heuristic. Availability heuristic means that our brain prefers to access the memories that are particularly easy for it to access. Unfortunately, these are not always the most important ones, but rather those that were particularly spectacular and flashy. We also remember things better when they are well told because they become more emotional. In the past, this approach by our brain was an evolutionary advantage, because if the rustling in the bushes is sometimes caused by a snake, those who immediately remember this possibility are more likely to pass on their genes. And so we have all become like this. But today, the availability heuristic is unfortunately often a disadvantage for us, because modern media is in a state of constant alert. Lots of things that are actually unimportant to us are repeated and spectacularly exaggerated for commercial reasons. Unfortunately, we can be bombarded with dozens more commercials when there is a crisis. In times of crisis, our need for information increases, and with it, our media consumption. And not just a little. Google reported on September 11, 2001, searches for news-related content increased by a factor of 60. That is, plus 5,900% compared to normal. And during the COVID period, the media enjoyed 30 to 50% more usage for years, which means massive additional revenue. And that's why the media likes to choose worldviews that can be portrayed as threatening as possible as soon as there is a little room for interpretation. This really fuels the availability heuristic and is toxic to our judgment. We mistakenly store lots of vivid memories as significant to our own lives. And this can even be fatal. In the case of 9/11, to be specific. In addition to the 2,798 deaths caused by the terrorist attacks, the resulting change in availability heuristics led to a similar number of additional deaths in road traffic. This is because flying was now mistakenly considered so dangerous that people switched to cars en masse. But it's not just the media. Our lifestyle also has an enormous influence on the availability heuristic. For example, your job, because there you are usually confronted with a very specific point of view, and that becomes ingrained over time. For example, customer service employees, psychiatrists, and police officers tend to see the world negatively. This is in stark contrast to midwives, wedding planners, and physical therapists who have the easiest access to beautiful success stories. But even without a helping profession, the availability heuristic can lead to a rather distorted view of the world. For example, in a new relationship or in a new city, after two negative experiences, you often immediately think that this is always the case here. This is because exceptions are mistakenly declared to be patterns by the availability heuristics. The following hacks can help. Ask yourself briefly about the baseline. That is, how often does this really happen per year or per 1,000 people? It's also good to force 3 counterexamples to get things back on track. And it's very helpful against availability heuristics to disable push notifications and only consume news once a day. The next time the world is coming to an end in the news, always remember, it's all just availability heuristics. Life is actually beautiful. Follow me, like and comment, because when you know the system errors of the human brain, you won't fall for them anymore, and you'll know what others will continue to stumble over. See you!